Well, hello, happy new year, and welcome to my channel. This is Kate in the Nest, and I'm not sure whether to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, but you just know me. I am so excited to have you, and that is correct. If you're looking around my table, I'm not in my nest. I am absolutely thrilled to say I am in the beautiful country of, I've kept some of you guessing, I'm actually in Thailand. This is a place where my husband and I came on our first ever holiday over 20 years ago. So we love to return every now and then. So of course I set out with some happy holiday stitching. I've been to our family Christmas and now we're overseas. And I took this piece with me as a square. And again, before I get into this, let me just say I hope you are well and happy. We've all got stories at this time, and that was me just racing on. So I suppose contextually, this is a stitch along. This is a little update on all the things I've been doing since Christmas, and we've had New Year over here. So I quickly realized with a 10-hour flight and a train trip and time at the airport that I hadn't packed enough to keep me going. Does that happen to you? Well, it happened to me, and literally the first day I said, honey, I'm not going to have enough and I might have to go searching. So of course when we go on searches, it leads to unexpected things. So I have bought new, but the amazing thing about buying new here is it is so incredibly inexpensive, and it is adding to my stash for when I go home. So I'm going to start filming again. I have to say sorry for not answering comments up until this point, but New Year's, we don't make resolutions, we just have intentions. So I'm going to say that I want to keep up to date from now on, and we will see. Okay, so let's catch you up. This is the piece of Zoe's blanket that I bought with me with this Natalie Let new fabric on it from Mittagong. So before I go any further, Zoe is from the Green Door Studios, and you know how much I love Zoe, how I love the Green Door, and I use Zoe's bits all the time. So as promised, Zoe has gone online. So right now you can pause this and go over and have a look at what she has. She has all these blankets. I have a tendency to love the orangey, but she's got greens and everything, so inexpensive for a big piece, and you can make multiple projects out of them. And I will, once I get home, I'll get another piece of her bits. She also has all her wools, and they're hand dyed and beautiful. So I'm just so excited for Zoe that that's happened and that she can share her goodies with you, because I know a number of you have been waiting. All right, so I've got the cream bit of Zoe blanket, and then it's sort of like a, what do we call this? A haul as well as a stitch and a share. I will stitch. In Bangkok, we went to sort of a shopping centre market, and I was delighted to see that they had quite a bit of crochet. So here we go. I don't know whether I should be standing up. I'm so excited. We will see where all this ends up. Guess what this is. It's actually a kerchief. Is that how you say it? For going around your hair. But of course, I never even inquired about the purpose, because I just saw these beautiful crocheted sunflowers, and between them are lady beetles. Haven't used many lady beetles, but I just thought, so for me, will I do it straight away? I will. I want to share. Now, if you hear some music, it's coming from our neighbours, and just adding to the beautiful balmy temperature that we are here. Now for my friends in the northern hemisphere, I know you've been having it cold and dreary and wet, so I am thinking of you and sending sunshine. So let's just do a tiny little harvest here. But these daisies just bring me happiness, and you'll see why I was so excited in a minute. The other thing that was at a similar store, now this is, you know me and my love of crochet. This, I said, what is that? It was all in cellophane, and the girl said it was a bag dangle. So I could put it straight on to the bag, which you can now see is evolving under here. But of course, Kate the harvester just thought, I mean, there are so many opportunities here. So look at these little rosebuds in different colors. There are fully grown roses, and I note some have been stitched on. So really, I'm not going to pull this apart right now, but you'll see it soon in parts. Again, incredibly inexpensive, and I want to honor the makers, but also they've done some gluing. So that was a hint. Like when I make, you know, we all have tried, I think, our crocheted roses, but using a bit of glue to put them together and squeeze, and beautiful green leaves. So that's there. So that brings me back to grabbing some goodies, and then where we are staying, I looked up an embroidery store, and it was absolute heaven. As I said, I've had to buy new because I just didn't have enough fabric. So here's the big reveal. This was what I had previously from home. This is Rachel's fabric from Roxy Creations, and I do have my scroll with me, and I've made lots of progress, so that will be a different video. I'm going to try and be more what's the word, can't even think of the word, that's why I can't do it. Logical? No, sequential? I don't know. Separate things out a bit better. Okay, so at the store where I'm staying now, they had these bamboo handles. You know me and my love of bags, and I've forgotten how much this is, but it is so cheap. Less than $5 new, and they're handmade. So I've got 2 sets of these, one to take home with me, and one I'm working on now. I use my little tiny bits of Natalie Lett fabric that I bought with me to gather and put these onto the handles, because again, impatient Kate, I had to see what it looked like as a bag. So my intention is I've got plenty of fabric to line, and I'm going to probably close it to there, but in the meantime I'm working on it like this. So to the new fabric, I think of Beck every time, Beck from So Be Created, every time I see a strawberry, and they had this in lengths and lengths. I found out that it's Thailand's finest cotton, 100%, and I just chose the colors that resonated with me. You haven't seen me do strawberries, but gee, the first day I bought this, and then just it alone, and came home and realized that I didn't have enough fabric to work with. So the second time I've bought, better just check, you can still see all of this. I bought this orange one, the pink background, and because we're in a tropical place, these oranges which come on this fabric like here. So what am I trying to say? We can make anything work, can't we? Whether we're in our nest or at home, and if you're driven by a passion to stitch and to make like me, nothing will stop you. So, and it doesn't have to break the bank. So that's the original, and I'm chopping it up. So plenty to take home with me. to give to others. So I've started to patch it, so I suppose that's what I'm up to showing you is, and I had to, oh, the other big thing is I tried to just do it on cotton and I couldn't. So the second time I said, and there was a language barrier, I said, have you got any batting? And they were selling this, and it works fine for me. And it won't matter that it's cream and white because it's going to be lined. I don't know which lining I'll use yet. So my joy at the moment is I'm just starting to go 3D, and I've added, the other little thing I haven't shown you is, I think all countries are adapting to, you know, maybe our vintage textiles aren't around as much, and now I've buried it, so I'll come back to that. Basically, I found their new doilies, and they're machine stitched, but I got 2 of these, and what I've done up here is, at home I might dip it in tea, who knows, but the white is working for me. So there's the original embroideries. I've added this because I got this trim at the embroidery store, and look how many opportunities to have individual flowers. I put that one in there, and I've just done a lot of seed stitch, and already that for me is filling in the gap of not having a vintage doily with me. This is Rachel's flower, and I've woven that. So I'm going to heavily work this. As I originally said, it's just going to be worked over newer fabrics. So let's get stitching and I'll keep chatting to you. I had to buy wool. This is, it's acrylic. It's pink and it does the job. So this is, I'm quite pleased with this. I am working on this particular flower in the center, and I hear Fleur's voice in my head saying start in the center. And I've been playing with long and short stitches, all of those things. And because this was inexpensive and I have plenty of it, I'm just going to do long stitches here. So I just am dying to ask you how you've been. Julie Marie, I'm saying a special shout out to you. I know you reminded me it'd been 6 days since I posted a video, and I felt it too. So please don't think I forgot you. I just was traveling and I thought it's good for us all to have a break in that special time between Christmas and New Year. But I'm back. I've even been doing some creative planning, because there's nothing like starting a new year, is there, and thinking about what's ahead. We've got a blank diary, and it's just a chance to be fresh. I love that fresh feeling, and you know that. And I love the first of every month for the same reason. I've been delighted to see comments about your January joy pouches. Oh my goodness. I think it's Maria, you finished already. Go girl. Some of you spent Christmas Eve getting them ready. I know some have been practicing. It's just so exciting for me. So thank you for joining in with me. I'm doing it anyway, but the fact that we're all in together is just wonderful. Can you hear that groovy music? I don't know what it is. It's not joy to the world, but it's happy music. And I do want to say to those of you who've been with me for a while and know our wonderful Kristen, thank you for your care, and I'm delighted to say that Kristen is doing so well. She is a superstar, and we're just looking forward to having her back at the Green Door stitching with us in the blink of an eye. So again, that's the power of this collective group. We care and we share. So as I said, this is the wool. I like it because it is coming up pretty quick. I don't know whether you can see the pattern behind here, but it's sort of a mix of pale pink and yellow lemon. Oh. And, oh my gosh. First time Kate's paused for breath because she's just loving this. I finally clicked that. Well, people talk about thread painting all the time. It really is like colouring in, isn't it, with thread? It's taken me a long time to get that. And sorry if I'm a bit behind, but gee, it's fun to learn together. Now I've just looked over at those strawberries, and I bet you're thinking, is she going to do strawberries embroidered? I don't think I'm there yet, but I did do something with the oranges that I'll show you in a minute. So we'll just finish until the thread runs out. The next thing on my list is I want to see if I can find some vintage textiles when I'm here. I've bought pieces before, just collecting them before I was stitching. So I'm not sure how it'll go. We're going to a market this evening for dinner and a look around. I might have to go a little bit more specialised. We will see. Okay, I have to be careful not to start singing along. Sing us a song, Piano Man is in the background. Okay, so what have we done? That's that flower. The piano recording is playing away. That's my musical heart. Okay, what was I going to show you? Oh, just before I pass, I thought I'd experiment, and I know Fleur's style, she uses all sorts of different threads, so incredibly cheaply. This shop had some silvery thread. It's quite tough, but I tried a little bit of glitter out there. Right, I was going to talk to you about oranges. So here, behind this one, I've started I wanted to go round and round, but it wasn't that easy, so I've sort of seed stitched it in a row. Here I've put one of those little trims over the top of Rachel's flower, and I still need to, that's on the linen. So I suppose I'm, you know, trying to integrate as many different textures as I can. And speaking of oranges, sorry, I just need to zip this over. Ooh. Can never have too many pin cushions. I bought my pin and needle with me. I showed you that before. Love, love, love. That was on the plane and so good. But this one, well, was like $2. So that matches this project, and I hope it makes you smile. Okay, back to here. I've cut out that little double orange. This is a piece that I had that I pulled off the front and put on the back here. Another little bit of that trim, and then I've done these stitches out, which I actually really like that effect. And now we're going to be just seeding in here. This is wool that I think I got from Sarah at the Roxy workshops. Yeah, I think I did. I think I bought it in a little pack. It's variegated, so I've got enough, but I had to, not enough, what do I need to say? I've got enough of my sort of signature threads, but I'm supplementing them with new threads, which is a great experience. And have I told you how excited I am about 2025? It's going to be the first year that I actually start YouTube with you. So there'll be an anniversary, there'll be new projects, and just more and more friends is how I see it. There we are, True Kate style. Let's do a back stitch up the line of this orange. I've sent my husband upstairs while I film. He said, I'll stay up for half an hour. I said, that is fine, just see. Now he might fall asleep and come back like a boiled tomato from the sunshine, or otherwise he'll be a good time to keep it for me. All right, so that's just the segment. And now let's just do seed stitch all over. Now you probably knew this way ahead of me, but I was struggling to think about how I would fill in this big space of the orange. And this seemed to, I remember hearing people talk about using seed stitch to cover large areas, so I thought, let's do it, Kate, in an orange. Are you wondering what Kate's going to do with this bag? You might be, and even if you're not, I'm going to tell you. I have put these sewing bits all over this room. Because I don't like keeping them in the plastic. I've got plastic bags that they came in, but it just doesn't feel right to me. And I haven't got, oh, I just thought of that. I could have made myself a little nest or a vessel while I'm here. Actually, I've got enough. There we go. See, sometimes I just have to talk to you and all the ideas start coming out. I hadn't thought of that before. And I thought I can put them in here and then take them outside to when I want to sit in the fresh air and stitch. So do I want to define the edge of that? I think I do. Let's be bold, and I'll see if I can go around the side of an orange with you in back stitch. So I've probably got the most amount of different threads to use that I ever have that are not normal to me. So I've got crochet cotton, I've got acrylic wool, I've got that funny shiny, and I did get some DMCs as well. They're called a different brand here. This is the only thing I could get that was variegated. It's a very fine crochet cotton in pale pink and white. I could have got knitting wool, but again, I did, oh gosh. I have to tell you, I did speak to my husband, I didn't shock him, but I did put an empty folded up carry-on bag in the bottom of my husband's suitcase, so we've got the capacity to fill up another carry-on bag. And if all else fails, I'll just check them in. I left my thread cutter over in the other corner of the room, so I'll just attempt this for one more time, and if not, I can't see it is my problem. So I suppose what I want to happen here is, because I'm so used to layer upon layer and the textures of collage, with all my might, I'm going to just use the resources I have just to make those layers, and it'll make me very much appreciate my crochets and doilies and embroideries when I go home, because often it just happens for itself. Okay, there's the low battery sign. So if I say a sudden farewell, you'll know. And we're nearly at half an hour, which is probably a good dose of holiday Kate. Can you just imagine when these are just hanging? Oh, I forgot to show you these. I've got this amazing trim, probably not quite the right colours for this, but I got this one, and some other braids as well that are very pretty. With that in mind, let's see if we can just see there's too much orange down here. Let's think about a bit of contrast in this corner. Do we need a little bit of red strawberry? So I suppose I'd call this patchwork, wouldn't I? So let's go over the top of that. Let's think of ways that we can. Do I want purple? No. Pink and orange, I think. I like how they've got different centers. So what if we do that? So we're linking orange to pink. Let's have some thinking time. I mean, I did even look at this piece and I thought, if I'm desperate, I could harvest, couldn't I? Like that could come off and go on here. Nothing is safe. Oh, the other thing. I've got this orange and I got some butterflies. This is a better one here. Look at that. How beautiful is that in my garden, on my bag? 2024's word was transformation, and I symbolized the butterfly. Not quite up to my word for 2025 yet. I was reading Fleur Woods made a post, and she said, yeah, previously that she's chosen her word, but this year she's sort of going to try and, I hope I'm not saying this the wrong way, but she'll just go with the flow and see what happens. I've got a little bit of, what's her name? Natalie there as well. Okay, my friends, do you know, I think rather than risk me not saying goodbye to you, I am going to stop there. I am so excited to be sharing with you my embroidery project in the happy holidays, the bag that Kate never intended to make, but is can't even type into this, but is already bringing me such joy. I hope you're liking the look of it. So I will be back. I'm going to continue this series. You may get sick of me, and Julie Marie, you might go, oh, I liked it better when there was space, but you've got me for good, everyone. Thank you for being here. This community is absolutely incredible. Look at the joy that you've brought to me. This is my work right now, and I'm embroidering, I'm slow stitching, and most of all, I'm amongst friends. Thank you for your kindness. Until next time, this is Kate, not in the nest, but saying happy days. Bye.